The Wellness Show, episode number 416.
Welcome to The Wellness Show, a podcast on health and wealth. I'm your host, Tyhson, the founder of the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy. Join me as we get the latest insight, tips, and strategies from wellness providers, coaches, and successful, heart-centered entrepreneurs, and much, much more.
A pretty busy practice.
Welcome to The Wellness Show. And this is your host, Tyhson. We're with you for the next hour to get all your questions answered on dowsing, energy healing, and what's up in your life and what's up on planet Earth. It's beginning a new week here, and we have the one and only Kory Varlen here to help you figure out what's the stars mean in your horoscope. So, but before we do that, we're going to take a reading of what's showing up for us for the week. So, good morning, Laura. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Ty?
I'm doing great. Yeah. Busy weekend.
Listeners already this morning. So let's say to our listeners, good morning, Monday morning is what I'm trying.
Hello to our listeners. Welcome to the show.
And I'm always excited about Kory being here.
Well, what?
About Kory being here because I like what she has to say this week.
Well, how come you know?
Because I'm psychic.
Okay, great. All right, let's turn it over to Kory.
That's interesting, Laura, because I haven't posted my Instagram message today yet. So sounds like you're on top of things as usual. So today we have a first quarter moon phase, which means the moon has moved exactly 90 degrees ahead of the sun, which gives us a first quarter moon. And in another week, we'll have the full moon. So we're kind of halfway between the new moon and the full moon. So right off the bat, our listeners who have been following this show will know that if they're born in the first quarter cycle of the moon phase, this is your power time. And if people don't know that, then as I said, I'm very happy to take phone calls to help you figure that out. I'm not offering a reading as such, but if people are just interested in knowing that phase of the moon they're born under, I'm very happy to do that for anyone who wishes to call me. So today we have the moon in Scorpio, so listen up all you Scorpios. You'll get a nice refreshment. As the moon travels around the zodiac in 29 days, she will visit all 12 signs, and today she's in Scorpio. So she's 90 degrees ahead of the sun. And what this does is it gives people a real impetus towards expressing their creativity and their originality. And it's a great time to improvise and embellish, which, if all the Leos out there are listening, is just what they do secondhand. That's their nature, right? Mm-hmm. Do you guys know any Leos? Tyhson, Laura, do you know any Leos? They're really good at this.
Quite a few.
I don't know. There's a lot of roaring with Leos.
Well, they're the showmen. They're the showmans of the zodiac, and they just naturally shine.
Right.
So in a person's chart, I really love to look at where the Leo energy is, because it brings out your basic inner star, because the sun is a star, right? Our sun is a star.
And it's the Lion's Gate, by the way. It's the Lion's Gate. So that's the entrance into a whole new being. So if you're a Leo lion, but this is your time too.
Right. Now, one of the things about the first quarter that a lot of people, again, listening might start to understand is that it's kind of an erratic energy, because it's still in that first wave of expressing itself after the new moon. So what we're going to find today and tomorrow is there's a lot of kind of erratic energy. So people might be finding that they're vacillating between moments of extreme erratic energy and lethargy. So don't get too worried if you find yourself running out of gas, because that's frequently an expression of the first quarter of the moon. So today and tomorrow really accentuates this sort of erratic but creative energy. As we move into Wednesday, we'll get a moon in Sagittarius. So anybody with a moon or a sun or an ascendant or a very strong ninth house in their chart will get a very lovely boost of energy.
That's me. That's me.
That's you, darling. Yes. There's sort of a very lively energy around Wednesday. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen because it's a great time to bring people together. So I would suspect with what's going on the political scene, Wednesday is going to be a very active day for protests, especially around the world, because
Mm.
it's a Sagittarius energy, which is global, right?
Wow.
Yeah. And then as we move deeper into the week for Thursday and Friday, we're getting some fairly, I want to just say, not conflictive energy, but it's going to take people to task, and people aren't going to be willing to sit around on their butts and wait for someone to tell them what to do. It's very proactive, Thursday and Friday. Friday especially. Friday has a moon in Capricorn, and it's going to be trining Uranus or Uranus, depending on how you like to say that planet's name. I'm old school, so I call it Uranus. Friday is going to be a very exciting day for everyone on the planet, and it's going to be very contentious as well. So, quite an interesting week, especially the first 3 days. So, that's my slight little forecast for everybody. And I have a challenge, my weekly challenge.
All right. What is it?
Well, here's the good news. Mars up there in the sky is aligning with Chiron. And this happens about every 2.5 years. And when it's in Aries, like it is right now, it gives people an opportunity to really express their personal power. So this has been going on since about mid-July. We're about a week into this energy, and it's going to just keep on rolling. So I would just, again, challenge everybody to find a way to express your personal power in a way that's productive and that furthers your own personal goals, but not at the expense of anybody else.
I love
Okay?
that.
So be nice, play
Yeah,
nice, and if you're going to take off your clothes and protest, that's fine.
I like that. Did you see that guy in England?
No,
They're naked running down the street with it over his genitals. At least he's
no.
wearing a mask.
But I saw the woman in Portland who sat down in front of all those military guys naked.
Was
Did you
that
see
right?
that? And they didn't know what to do with her, right? Because she had no weapons on her. She was naked.
Right. Actually, that's what the Doukhobor and Fronts of Freedom, where I grew up, when they got really upset, they would just took all their clothes off. Nobody knew what to do with them. So I'm a nudist Buddhist too. I agree with that.
Yeah, I like it.
Best protest yet.
Yeah, because it basically, what that woman did is she just said, look, I'm here. I'm not a threat to anybody. And, I'm down to my skin and bones. Like, what are you going to do? Arrest me because I'm protesting my First Amendment rights? Wow. That was quite a powerful statement. And that reflects the energy that's happening right now. I use that as an example
Wow.
because personal power isn't about being an asshole. It's about getting out there and telling the world what you believe and standing up for your personal rights. Because as we stand up for our rights, we stand up for everybody's rights, right?
Well, there seems to be a lot of people standing up for the rights, but there's somebody standing up for the rights, somebody has to be wrong. That's where it gets a bit confusing.
Well, what people can learn from this energy pattern is that it's not a zero-sum game. Just because I'm right doesn't make you wrong.
That's an advanced way to get people thinking, because they think they'd have to be one or the other.
No.
Which is
not
a
that.
zero-sum game. So yeah. So
Yeah. And if people don't understand that concept, I encourage everyone to look it up.
yeah.
Zero-sum game is an economic term, which means if you win, I lose. If I lose, you win. It just doesn't compute anymore. We don't live in the 17th century under feudal systems where there's kings and peasants anymore.
What I
We
want
don't go use dueling to settle arguments. Well, at least I don't think we do.
What was that, Laura?
I just want to know what the end game is for all their protesting. What are they organized? Do they know what they want? What, I guess that's my only concern.
Well, of course they know what they want. What they want is they want their constitutional rights. I mean, I'm in Canada and I watch this very, very closely. I watch what's going on. And you guys are losing your rights.
And so are we.
Well,
Yeah. I mean, they're slowly eating away at people's constitutional rights. And that's why I'm saying this is an incredible time for a person to get out on the street and protest and do it in a way that's civil
mhm.
and stand up for what is what is what is our society and what is our society? Are we falling into fascism?
See,
I don't know.
the way the establishment can really make this a mess is that us against them. So what Kory is saying is, if you can get in the street and protest, and it's not Democrat versus Republican, it's not those wearing masks with masks. If you can be in the street protesting, and nobody's right and nobody's wrong, but you're saying you're taking away our rights, then all that energy gets directed in the right way. Right now, it's like this. It's like the battles in the street between the different factions of those that are protesting.
They're picking up people rented cars and taking them off to jail. I mean, the military is taking over off the streets of the United States. If this was happening in any other country, the U.S. would be calling, fascism and dictatorship, but it's happening in the United States. It's not scary times, but it's a time when people need to stand up. And so the the energetic cycle that's on the planet right now is helping both sides. And so I'm just saying to people, don't be afraid, stand up for your rights, your God-given rights, and do the right thing and be kind.
And be kind.
Be kind.
That's good. Yep.
Yeah.
There was a nice little story this morning on the Good of the Whole, which I participate in every Tuesday with the Radical Earth Heart Resonance call, where people come in from all over the world, and we talk about being one in the heart with Mother Earth and being one in your heart. And one of the ladies was saying she's American, the border's closed, and she was on her way to Canada. She got on a bus, got stopped at the border. It said, you don't have enough money to come into Canada. And so she said, okay. So they got off the bus, walked back, stuck her thumb out. A nice gentleman came by in a pickup truck. He's got permission to cross the border. She jumped in,
Okay.
through the border.
Okay.
And the message from the Mayans this morning is fly with the eagles. When you're outside of fear, right? If you don't have fear, then the way will be provided for you. I love that. It was such a nice story, right?
Sounds good, Tyhson.
Don't have enough money to come into Canada. What does that mean? Do you have to have?
No, you don't look good, or you have a gun, or what? I don't know. Whatever the rules are, right?
You have a gun.
Well, that's true. I mean,
Canada, don't you need a gun? It's all wild up there, isn't it?
Raymond Grace, he won't come to Canada and do dowsing because he can't bring his gun with him.
Oh, serious?
Yeah, you can't come to Canada with a gun. Sorry, that's it. Stopped at the border.
You also can't enter Canada if you have a criminal record.
Right. Or enough money, apparently.
Well, enough. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, enough money. How much is enough money?
Obviously, she didn't have enough.
Interesting.
And that's saying a lot, considering how our dollar has been devalued against the U.S. dollar.
That's right. But I love the whole message that, if you're flying with the eagles, that if you're one with your truth of who you are, then you're going to be taken care of. I love that, right?
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the challenge for us is, once again, get this worn into the groove of the brain.
How to use your personal power effectively, and to do it in a way that elevates your own state of mind, your own spiritual awareness level. And by doing that, you elevate all those around you. It isn't so much about power, but it's about using your power and how you use it.
Right.
Like they talk about how we're raising the level of consciousness on the planet so that, all everybody's, what's that old saying about everybody's boats are floating now?
Right.
So we want to get them to float a little higher.
Well, my
Oh.
personal power days are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Well, that's fantastic. But
Yeah.
everybody's personal power is being augmented right now. And the other thing I wanted to say,
How
and
long does
especially
that period go? Sorry, I interrupted you, but I got to know how long is this period of time that you're talking
you're
about?
forgiven, Tyson.
I
Well,
know.
the way I work with astrological cycles is in a way there's no end because it's a flow. Like
Okay.
one energy flows into the next. And so this is like a seeding time since the middle of July.
Right.
The planet Mars has aligned with Chiron,
Yeah.
Aries, and so this sets the tone. It can set the tone for the next 2 years.
All
And
right.
and if anybody is an Aries, if anybody is born around the beginning of April,
Mm-hmm.
everybody born from basically the beginning of April until about mid-April is really going to get a kick at the can at this particular energy cycle. And I wanted to say that anybody who is about 50 to 51 years of age right now, which would mean people born in 1970, 1969, are on fire. And
Wow.
I've already got people booked all week who are born in the early 70s who are having conversations with me, who have booked sessions because they can feel this archetypal energy of Chiron. Chiron is the energy of healing and of awareness. And everybody who is 51 to 50 years of age and even 49ers, they're starting to feel this. They're starting to really feel like they've got to get their you know what together.
Right.
And they're going through a lot of major shifts in their psyche. Everything's changing. You
That's
know,
so
Republicans are becoming Democrats. Democrats are becoming Republicans. It's really kind of awesome what's happening for that age group.
Right. Yes. Well, I think it's exciting time for all of us, definitely. So that Chiron is the wounded healer, but I guess the wounds are being healed by the energy of Mars, that driving force. Is that what's happening?
Well, it's like it's lighting a match. There's no guarantee anyone's going to get healed over this.
Right.
Just, these cycles come and go. And as I've said before, we're all like radios, and some of us can pick up, um, the BBC, and some of us can pick up Al Jazeera. It just depends how you're attuned.
Right.
So your astrological chart is like an X-ray of your soul.
Right.
Some people can pick it up, some people can't. So when I work with clients, I work with like many people heard on the show last week. I look back in your life and I say, well, what happened 7 months ago, or what happened 7 years ago?
Right.
If nothing happened, then I know I can't use that particular cycle.
Right.
So these are just opportunities, Tyson.
Right.
They're just waves, and the waves keep coming, right? There's
Never
thousands of
stops.
waves that are hitting us all the time.
That's right. All right. So I interrupted you. We're going to have one more profound thing to say, and before we open it up, right? I guess you can't remember now.
Well, I've always got profound things to say because I'm just the messenger, and there's so much. Instead of profanity, there's profundity. I mean, there's so much
Profundity, yes, profundity.
profoundness out there.
Right.
But I do want to say that Chiron is not just the wounded healer. Chiron in the archetypal astrology that we work with is about awareness. And that's really what healing is all about when you come to think of it, right?
Yeah.
As old Dr. Phil used to say, you can't heal what you can't feel.
I like that. You can't heal what you can't feel.
Yeah, and people are really starting to feel they're feeling pissed off is what they're feeling.
That's right. This COVID-19 is getting on everybody's nerves.
Yeah, no, it's really stirring people to action, which is a very Mars thing. Mars is about personal will and action, and that's what people are taking to the streets.
All right. This is from Surrey, British Columbia. Welcome to the Wellness Show. And who are we talking to?
Your friendly neighbor.
Oh my good gosh, it's Valerie.
Good morning.
Good morning. We've got your plumbing taken care of, and we've got all sorts of things. So what's up in your life today?
Oh, the sun is shining, I guess.
Yeah, you need to turn us off in the background because we're echoing.
Oh, yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
All right, so you have a few questions to be answering, like exactly saying your full name.
Valerie Angelo Lacasse.
All right. And then I'm going to give it over to Kory. What are the magic things that you need to know?
What's your birthday,
Okay.
Valerie? When were you born?
What's the birthday?
What's my what?
Birthday.
Birthday. 18th of August, 4/8.
All right. And where were you born?
Oh, Lord. Kingston, Jamaica.
And what time were you born, Val?
I don't know. My mother said lunchtime.
Lunchtime. All right, lunchtime it
I
is.
know she's not here to tell me exactly what date, what time.
Well, the more you know your time, the better off it is.
Well,
We'll do it.
maybe
Well,
you
lunchtime
can
is
tell
good.
me my time. I don't know it.
Right.
It's lunchtime,
All right.
which is usually around noon to 1 o'clock.
All right.
Okay,
Alright.
Valerie, I'm looking at your chart for your birth information you've given me, which is the 18th of August, 1948. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, my darling, you were born just before the full moon. You were born one day before the full moon. So what you need to do is every month you find the new moon and you count 14 days forward.
Got that?
You got that?
Find the new moon.
The new moon and 14 days forward.
You
Write
find
that
the
down.
new moon.
14 days forward.
You got it.
So 14 days after the new moon.
That's right. So for everybody listening, the new moon was on July the 20th, right?
Okay.
So what you would do is look on your calendar. Pretty well every calendar has the new moon cycles. So you start, it's like Monopoly. You start on the first square, which would be the new moon on July 20th, and you count 14 days forward. And the day that you land on is actually the beginning of your power cycle, but you get the day before. So you can actually count 13 days forward from the new moon. And if you go 13, 14, 15, you get your power time every month, which is wonderful because you get to do whatever the hell you want to do.
Yes.
And get results.
Yes. I need to get results.
Well, you couldn't have picked a better time because, like, if you've been listening to the show, what have I been talking about?
Yeah. I called Tyhson last week. Well, that plumber didn't show, so I think I'm going to pick a different one.
Well, there
Maybe
you are.
maybe he doesn't want to come and he hasn't got the guts to say he doesn't want to come. So.
Right. Well, we're moving from your plumbing to your inner plumbing, which is how to manage your life here. So.
Yes, I need to make decisions.
Yes. Well, this will help you make decisions in your power cycle, right? You can
Clarity, yes.
You can kick some butt when you're in this power position that you're learning about from Kory.
Yes. I wrote it down this time because the last time I wrote it, but I didn't know where I wrote it.
Yeah, and put it on your calendar before you forget.
Does she have a website?
She does.
Valerie, you called in before, right?
Yes. Yeah. What's your website? I didn't write it down.
Well, I think, Tyhson, do you have my website on your show?
Yeah, it is in the show notes. In the show notes, Valerie. Do you know how to get hold of the show notes?
No.
Where are you watching the show?
Well, I shut it off. I was watching it on YouTube.
Okay, right there. And the show notes are right underneath the YouTube. Okay?
Okay.
Right.
I'll look at it after.
Yeah, you look after, and all the notes are right there on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Because Valerie, remember what I told you last time, because I see the same pattern again. Remember I told you that you're moving into a very good time period for you to get your life into balance. You're in a really great time.
But
to attract.
I'm thinking I need to speak to you. I don't want to be talking on.
No, definitely not. Well, this is just a way for us
Online.
to connect, and you know what I do, and you've gotten a little taste of it. And so I work as I'm sure Laura does, and Tyhson. You know, we work by the law of attraction. You know, the people that need to see us, you know, find a way to make
Yes.
contact.
Are you on Facebook?
Yes, and I'm also on Instagram on Mondays and Fridays. I post a little video.
What's your last name?
Varlen, Varlen, Varlen.
V.
I-
V is in victory.
Oh, V.
All right. We're going to let you go because
Okay,
there's.
thank you. Bye.
Oh,
Bye,
no.
Val.
We love you.
Me too.
Bye. Me
All of
too.
you.
All right. Bye-bye. Hello, Michelle Montgomery, and how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Welcome to the show. Did you turn off the people in the background? I don't know if they're people or radios. Or shut the door.
No, that was my nice lovely coworker.
All righty. So, what?
Yeah, I'm kind of interested.
All right. So then we have.
Reading.
All right. So Kory's going to ask you some questions.
So what's your
My
name?
name's Michelle Lee Montgomery. Michelle with one L, and then Lee is L-E-E.
And when's your birthday, Michelle?
8/22/1973.
So that's August 22nd, 1973.
That's correct.
And what time were you born?
I was born, I believe it was either around 7 a.m. or 7:30ish a.m.
And how do you know that?
A birth certificate. I just don't remember the exact time.
Lovely. And where were you born, Michelle?
Madison, Wisconsin.
Sorry?
Madison,
Wisconsin.
Madison, Wisconsin. Okay.
Yeah.
We have a lot of folks listening from Wisconsin. I know because they've contacted me.
That's Laura. That's Laura's tribe.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I met lovely Laura, and then I met lovely Tyhson too, Laura.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, Michelle, if you're born on August 22nd, 1973, you are at the very end of the energy cycle of Leo. So you are still a Leo. And you have your moon at 13 degrees of Gemini. So that means that you were born in the last quarter of the moon cycle. Like me, you are a last quarter kind of gal, which makes you very introspective, and it gives you a lot of insight. People born in the last quarter are what we call spiritual warriors. They often don't show what's going on to the outer world. You know, they're quite mysterious to other people because so much is going on inside of you.
Okay.
And when you were born on the 24th day of the lunar cycle. The lunar cycle is 29 days. So you would count from July the 20th, which was the new moon, you would count 24 days, and that would be the beginning of your power cycle. And as I've said before, you get the day before. So basically count 23 days from the new moon. So you would get the 23rd, the 24th, and the 25th day every month till you pass on to the next to the next dimension. That's your power cycle. That's your power cycle.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Do you have any particular question?
I know, I was just kind of curious on that, unless there's something you want to, if there's anything I need to know.
I basically ask people what they want to know because, again, I'm encouraging people to use their personal power. This is the challenge for the week and probably for the next 2 years. Don't let the world buffer you around. Get out there and tell the world what you want. That's really my message for people this week. Like, just take back your power. Don't wait for other people to make your decisions for you.
Yeah, especially with this whole coronavirus thing going on and everything. I just, you know, I tell people I'm not going to fall into that whole about be the sheep.
That's right.
Yeah.
And in your personal power, you can do this.
Absolutely. And I try to encourage other, well, not encourage, I just spread what I know.
Right. Time to kick some butt. Maybe your own.
Absolutely.
Maybe your own.
Maybe your own.
Get that Leo out of me and
Yeah, get that roaring. All right, thanks for phoning
Thank you so
in.
much. You guys have a great day.
Yeah, thank you ever so much. The
Yeah,
lines are open,
thank
and
you
if
for
you
calling,
can't see
Michelle.
if you can't see the number, it's 1-866-369-7464. I don't know whether Michael has it up so people can see, but it's 1-866-369-7464. The lines are now open.
Does that make sense, guys, to what I was saying to Michelle about taking her personal power?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There's a bit of wrestling that's been going on for quite a while. So yeah, take back your personal power, stand in your truth seems to be the message that Laura and that guy named Tyhson keep going back to, right? Stand in your
Yeah.
truth.
And,
Find
and,
out what your
and-
amazing gifts are and deliver them to the world. And that's what you're telling us to do, which is powerful.
and absolutely stand in your power and ask for what the hell you want. Like, don't wait for people to tell
That's
you
right. Right.
what you want. What do you want?
Right. And
Stand
stop
up,
mucking
stick
about.
stick out your chest and power up, guys.
That's right. Stop mucking about. Just get to it, right?
Absolutely.
This is the time to stand in your truth and deliver your awesome message. And well, screw it. Just do it.
And if you guys don't do it now, you never will. And I have to say, I mean, we are at a critical breaking point. If people can't see this, if they can't see that we're standing on the precipice here of humanity, you know, if we're going to all go over the cliff like lemmings, then I guess that we deserve what we deserve if we all crash and burn. But we don't have to do that. That isn't a destiny that we have to succumb to. We have, again, personal power, and we can take it. We can take it in and fire up our consciousness and our hearts and our ability to love each other and not see the other person as the enemy, but as a reflection of a part of our soul. Because when you think about it, that's what we all are. We are all just reflecting one aspect of our incredible diamond that is who we are, and everybody's got a piece of that. You know, we're basically one soul here on earth. I wish people would get this. We're all one soul, and we're manifesting different facets of that soul. So you can't go around killing other people and belittling other people because you're doing that to yourself.
Yes, absolutely. So if you're a Democrat, what part of yourself doesn't like Republicans?
And
if
what
you're a
part of
Republican,
yourself actually is a Republican when you think about it?
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying too, I tell people, I said, there's good in everyone if you just got to look for it, and they think I'm crazy at this time. So Debbie Etzel says, when we get out of our own way, magic happens.
Absolutely. That's been what happens when you're in your sovereign truth. It's like, all right, then the divine can say, oh, this is a trustworthy individual. Let's give them some more power. Let's make things happen for them, right?
Absolutely.
If you're busy going around in circles, you know, who's going to want to give you more energy to go around another circle?
It's so true, right?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
And it's so easy now, don't you think?
Well, for some people, it's really, really just overwhelming. I mean, it's just, they've been going around that mulberry bush over and over and over again, and they don't know what to do about it. So
Right.
anyway, but this is your time our opportunity to, you know, this is just to let people know we're the COVID-19 series, we're bringing this to the end on Friday. This is sort of the last kick at the can in the sense of us being on the show to give you this free advice to take back your personal power and stand in your truth and deliver your awesome gifts to the world. It doesn't mean we're not available for you. We're available, all three of us, to help you get from where you are to where you want to be in the shortest amount of time. But we're not going to be doing it through the show for the next 30 days. You're going to have to get hold of us. So this is your opportunity to phone in over this week and get a little upscale, right, happening in your life. because this is a time to take back your personal power. This is your sovereignty time. And wow, I love the fact that this might be a 2-year cycle. Hey, I can get a lot done in 2 years. I'm ready to rock and roll. Like, give it to me, babe. Let's go. Let's go.
I like your spirit, Tyhson.
Yeah, let's just do this, right? Let's like put the brakes on this world and let's just turn it around, like the whole world. Like, enough of that.
Well, we've basically got until 2022 to get our you know what together.
Okay.
And 2022 is the critical next energy phase. Mars has just connected to Chiron
Yeah.
as of this July, and it's going to have about a 2-year run until it does it again.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens, right? We've got a 2-year window here where
What does 2022 look like? What is that bringing in?
well, I'm not going to talk too much about that, Laura, just because, you know, people can barely handle what's on their plate now.
That's right.
We're going to be going through a pivotal election cycle in the US in November. And I think what's going to come out of that is going to be absolute chaos from what I can see.
Yes.
And it's exactly what we all need, because people don't seem to get their button gear until they hit chaos. And then when they hit chaos, then they, you know, they find another gear. And that's what seems to have to happen. You know, there's a reason why we have up and down cycles, and that's just the name of the game. The pendulum swings, and
Yeah.
and we need to have that polarity, that shift, to get, you know, people fired up somehow. But that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I have told my American friends, please get across that border quickly, but now the border's closed. So, you know.
No, we need all of you guys to stay in America and vote. Don't go anywhere. Drag your neighbor.
No.
Go anyway to Canada.
Give me somebody to vote for. Oh my God. Don't get me started. Oh my God.
Well, vote for yourself. Stand in your truth. All right. All right, the lines are open. 1-866-369-7464. Come and get a short reading of where your moon cycle is. Where is your power phase in your life? How can you deliver your awesomeness to the world, right? Come and find out.
Tyhson, what I'm very happy, what I'm happy to do, as I think I mentioned when I first came on your show, is I'm going to reserve the next hour. I will be in my office here, and if people just want to quickly call in, and if they don't want to, you know, share their information live on Facebook, I'm happy to do it very discreetly. But you must call me. I won't call you back, so you're going to have to wait, because the lines get pretty busy when I offer this. And I'm very happy to, you know, tell anybody their moon cycle if they want to call me. And
I guess I better call you and get this all straight in my head, because I think it's very powerful information, but I'm so busy running the show, I never took the notes. So
yeah. Well, as I said, I'm quite willing to do that, because it's one of the key energy patterns that work. It's absolutely, well, for some people, miraculous. Like when I was telling Michelle there, you know, like, what did I say? Count 23 days, 24 days after the new moon, and she's your power cycle. Like, that's like magic. I used to live in Vancouver in the 70s, and I used to, with Tim Stevens, he's quite a famous astrologer on the West Coast. And Tim and I were in business together, and I used to put out a product called the Winning Edge. And some people will remember this if they're as old as I am.
I'm just going to interrupt you for just a sec, because Michael's saying, what's the number? What's the number? Michael, don't you have it up there? It's 1-866-369-7464.
Number, not our number.
What?
Kory, he wants Kory's number, not our number.
Oh, he wants Kory's number. I thought he wanted our number. Okay, sorry about that. What's Kory's number?
Okay, my number in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. You'll be dialing a 1 if you're calling from the United States. And the area code is 780-239-0789.
See, I didn't even copy it down. Michael, you're going to have to tell me afterwards. All right. So sorry, I interrupted you. I keep interrupting you. So, okay. So Michael, you got the number. Okay, everybody got the number. So can you get back on the flow of Mr. Tyhson just went bleh and said, stop, what's your number? Or can you get back in the flow?
I'm in the flow. I'm always
Okay.
in the flow.
Good, good.
I'm blessed to be in the flow. I'm a third quarter moon phase gal, so I'm constantly in the flow.
So nothing rocks your boat.
Actually, everything rocks my boat.
Ah,
Um, I've been studying astrology since I've been 11 years old, and I learn a new technique almost every month. And I will continue to learn techniques until I pass out of this world because I was born to do this. I had my first radio show when I was 16
wow.
in Kelowna, of all places,
Wow,
Tyson.
I was just in Kelowna. I actually went down further to do the Dow, down the next place down. I can't even remember. Penticton. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I just got back from Penticton. So yeah, really, really hot down there. Everybody going crazy. No masks though.
Did you get to Asuyas? That's even hotter.
No, I didn't go to Suyas. No, I had a day-long presentation to do.
Yeah, that's our desert. That's our Canadian desert.
It is, yeah. It's already hot enough where where I was in Penticton.
Yeah.
So, coming back to your, so how did you discover? I mean, let me ask you this way. I don't know of any other astrologer, but I don't know a lot of astrologers that do moon cycles the way you did. Is this something unique to you? I mean, everybody as an astrologer could figure it out, but I know nobody else who talks about the moon cycle in the way that you do it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean,
I don't
everyone's
know.
different, but I'm a really just old-fashioned kind of girl. I do astrology for a living. If I don't have results, I don't eat, and I like to eat.
Right,
So I find things that work, and I just use them. And the moon cycle is one of the most fundamental cycles. Every farmer knows about the moon cycles, and
right.
my grandpa was a potato farmer out in Manitoba, and my family come from Russia, and they're all
Oh,
farmers. And
part of Russia.
farmers, they have to eat and they have to feed people, and
Right,
they know what works. And I've always been the type of astrologer that gives people, it's kind of like a cosmic massage. Like after a
right,
session, people will often tell me that they feel like, their life is really coming together and that they kind of understand what they have to do. And that's the key thing. I don't tell people to sit on their butt and wait for these cycles to happen to them because
right.
they don't. You have to get out there and meet your destiny. You have to pull it to you.
But how did you come to understand the power of the lunar cycle?
I just watched it. That's
You
how
just
I
watched
learn
that.
astrology.
And
I
you
just
just,
watch it.
yeah,
I watch everything I can watch, and I
right,
and I just validate. Does this work? No. Does that work?
yeah,
No. Because there's so much bullshit in astrological prediction and cycles, and
right,
so many astrologers have no clue what they're doing. I mean, I've got a pretty good sense of what works, and I'm always trying stuff, and I'm not afraid to say, certain
right,
stuff just doesn't work. So you just have to find like a tool. You have
yeah,
to find your tools and then use them. And the more you use them, the better you get at what you do.
right.
So
I totally agree. I mean, I've been cracking the moon cycle on and off, but not in the way that you're doing. Yours is the more advanced way. I've been doing it as everybody is in a new moon, and that's the time when you plant seeds and do the attention. What
yeah,
you're doing is making the moon cycle specific to each
exactly.
individual, and
It's
that's very,
personal.
very
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah, it is. And as I said, back in the 70s and 80s, I had this little business with Tim Stevens, and I had this product called the Winning Edge, and I would figure out your cycles every month based on not just your personal moon cycle, but a lot of other stuff. And I had one woman win a lottery based on the moon cycle. She won like $4 million.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what about businesses? Have you helped people with their businesses?
Yes, and what's interesting is I went on a show in Kelowna. Walter Gray, who is, I don't think he's the mayor of Kelowna anymore, but at the time he heard me on CKNW in Vancouver, and he flew me up to Kelowna to do a show on CKIQ in Kelowna. And I was on a show, and this gentleman heard me, and this gentleman was a real diehard Christian, and he said, "Yeah, I don't believe in this shit." And I got talking to him and I said, "Well, it doesn't matter. You don't have to believe in it. Do you believe in electricity? I know, like when I flick the switch, it works. I'm going to have light." So he was a Taurus, like myself. And he said that he had never heard anybody talk so clearly and plainly about, just energy work. as I do it as an astrologer. And what he ended up doing was hiring me to hire people for his company.
Wow, I like that.
And,
Amazing. Yeah.
and out of like 7 people that I had to choose from, I picked a person that he said he would have never hired. And this woman was with him for over 20 years.
Wow, I love that story. That's
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah. So it isn't a question of belief. I don't believe in astrology. I don't have to. It works. I think people believe in stuff that they have no basis in reality to get behind. That's not the case with what I do. And it's certainly not the case with what you and Laura do, right? Because
Right,
people get
absolutely.
results.
Yeah, I mean, I did the whole presentation on faith and vow and at the Dow, and I'm saying faith doesn't do it for me. Sorry, you know,
Yeah.
it may be really key to the Dow. I need proof positive. Faith won't get me very far. I gotta see the proof. The hot proof has gotta be in the pudding. I'm not gonna have faith that there's a divine or a creator or a God or whatever you want to call it. I have to know beyond a shadow of doubt that it does work, right? Otherwise, faith doesn't get me anywhere. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I have, if people go on my website, they'll see testimonials from people. I mean, mostly I work with therapists and, they deal with a lot of course, dysfunctional patterns that people have. And I try to, elucidate why they're having these, difficulties and why they can't break through. Quite a few of my therapists are now studying astrology and have been studying astrology for years to help their clients.
Right.
You may know that Carl Jung was,
Yeah.
so many really famous therapists have a very strong mystical, side to them.
Well, did he just do astrology himself, or did he have somebody else to do it?
No, Carl Jung was an astrologer. He was a
Right.
very high functioning astrologer.
Yeah, he's pretty profound. I like Carl's work.
Yeah, and he was a Leo too. So he really had a great heart. I mean, all Leos do. They
Right.
just want people to shine, basically.
True.
Yeah, I had this is crazy, but I'll say it anyway. Oh no, I won't say it. Saved by the Bell. Welcome to the Wellness Show, and who are we speaking to? Hello,
You're speaking to Sharon in Australia.
Sean, is it?
Sorry, I keep calling you guys. I'm just going through some stuff at the moment, and I saw that you have your astrology today.
Yes, we do. So she's going to ask you some questions. The first question is, what is your full name?
Sharon Perry.
Sharon Carey.
Hi, Sharon.
My wife.
When's your birthday, Sharon?
24th of the 3rd, 82.
So that's March the 23rd, 19.
Oh, what? Say that again.
24.
24. March.
Sorry. Yeah, 24th, 82.
1982.
83.
And what time were you born, Sharon?
11:14.
AM or PM?
Oh, 11:14 a.m.
AM or PM?
AM.
Okay, and where were you born?
Oh, in Melbourne, Australia, Dandenong.
Melbourne, Australia. I have a lot of clients in Australia. I've thought of moving there. I love Brisbane.
I don't like the flies.
We're all in lockdown.
Okay, Sharon, you are an Aries, as you probably know. You're born March 24th, which makes you a very early Aries. You have the sun at 3 degrees of Aries, and your moon is in Pisces.
Ooh.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, she says yes.
Okay, so you were born in the dark of the moon. Which means you were born as the moon was about to enter a brand new cycle, but you were born in what we call the balsamic phase, which is the moon coming to the very end of the cycle. So basically, you would just find you would find the new moon every month, and then just count back one day, and then that's the beginning of your power cycle. In fact, so for you, you would count back 2 days. So um, in this month of July, we had the new moon on July the 20th.
Hey, just a sec. Can you hear me? Can you hear us? Hello? Hello?
Sounds like you're on mute.
You got the music on. Oh, there you are.
I apologize for that.
That's all right. So did you hear that?
No, but that's okay. Don't repeat it. I can.
All right. Okay, here you are. It's going to get repeated.
All right. Thanks.
So, Kory, do that again. So it's the new moon.
So because she's born right at the very end of the lunar cycle, for her it's very easy. So she just finds the new moon every month and she counts back 2 days.
Did you get that?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
Yep.
good.
So as an example, we had the new moon on July the 20th. So you would count back 2 days. So that would be July 18th. And then you get 3 days. So you would get the 18th, the 19th, and the 20th. And those would be your power days every month. And that's how you calculate your sun-moon angle every month for the rest of your life.
Ah, okay.
So, Kory,
All right.
once you know that, then it would be really good to understand how the whole moon phases work, right? Like the different
Yes.
phases of.
Sharon, you're in a very, very strategic time period right now. Do you know that? I'm sure you must know this, because everything in your life is changing. Everything.
Yes.
Everything. Your life is ass over tea kettle, shifting on every level possible, and it's the best thing that ever happened to you.
Yeah, I think you're right.
You really should book a session, because your whole life pattern is just wow. I mean, what could come out of your life at this point?
Oh, did we lose her?
No. Okay, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You need to book a session and go deeper.
No, but seriously, because whatever has been going on, Sharon, in your life in the last 20 months, I mean, wow. All I can tell you is that you are headed for
Big
one of the
stuff.
most incredibly expansive periods of your life.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, well, great to hear. Yeah, no, I'll definitely book in a session, because I've been going through some real changes in my life in the last
I know,
20
I
months.
can
So
see
that's
that.
when I'm kind of at a very strategic place, as you said, and I was just wondering how to proceed. But the fact you said strategic really pointed me to what I need to do now.
Good.
Perfect.
Good. I'm glad you called in. And for anybody listening, I'm actually booked up right until September now. So, if people are interested in booking sessions, I encourage you to, get on board as soon as you can. I have a waiting list right now. I've been doing this for 40 years. So, this isn't my first rodeo. I only do word of mouth, and I rarely do. I don't know how Tyhson got me on this show, but he did, because he's an amazing guy.
You're magic.
But time to meet a new round of people, and Sharon, you're going to be at the top of the list.
All right. Thanks for phoning in.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye,
right.
guys.
The lines are open. We had somebody waiting in the wings, so just to let you know, the line is open again. We weren't able to put you on hold, so
yeah. And this will be the last, Tyhson. This will be the last caller, because we do want to have a little quick recap at the end, right?
Okay, this is the last call in. Who is it? 1-866-369-7464. Last caller. Is that you? This is your opportunity.
We'll start talking again about what you were going to say, and then maybe someone will interrupt.
Yeah, they'll interrupt us real quick.
Well, actually, Tyson, I've got 5 minutes to the hour here, so maybe we should just start
Oh,
a
here we
wrap up.
are. You didn't get very far. All right. Good morning. Welcome to the show. And who are we
How are
talking to? We're doing great. Who are we talking to?
Good. It's Deborah Summers.
Deborah Summers. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Deborah. I think I've seen you on my Facebook page.
I'm sorry. Okay.
All right. Have you been on the show before?
Yes, I have.
All right. So, so you're Deborah Summers. When were you born?
October 22nd,
Oh, a Libra.
1953.
1953. Okay.
Deborah, we've talked before, haven't we?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. So, what's changed since the last time we talked? Because
I have a lot better focus on my life. I'm more calm. I'm able to handle daily life on a better scale, on a more calm now.
that's lovely. So, can you? I've can you see a way forward with what I've been talking about in terms of how you can use your personal power? Because that's really what's up for all of us right now is looking at how can we best
Yeah,
take advantage.
I just came into some of my abilities recently, and I'm able to handle it better now. I'm not so confused about everything.
Mhm.
I do the deep clearing protocol every day, and that has helped me so much. It kind of clears the path for me on a daily basis.
And Deborah, what happened to you 1 year ago? Because I can see that there's been some huge shifts in your life in the last 12 months.
Pardon?
What's happened to you?
In the
over the
last year, because there's
last
been
year?
some very big shifts in your life in the last 12 months.
I lost my dog of 15 years.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
She was a big part of my life. It was she was mine and my husband's dog, and he passed away 5 years ago. And so she was kind of the last part of my previous life. You know, it was a really hard time for me.
Well, I can really relate to what you're saying because I was about to say what happened 5 years ago because you entered a whole new evolutionary cycle 5 years ago.
Yeah, and it's but I'm good now because I know that she's with Gabe, and but I didn't come into my abilities or didn't realize that they were back. I mean, they were kind of like pushed aside for many, many years until my brother died in April.
No, now we can't hear.
The one that held me back my whole life.
Well, like the previous caller, you've been in a remarkable shift in the last 12 months, as I was saying. So, just keep moving forward. There's lots of exciting stuff happening for you in the next three months. So don't be surprised if all of a sudden very, very erratic and out of the blue thoughts come your way and opportunities because that's what you're going to be attracting in the next 3 months. I think we have to go now because I think the show's coming to an end. But thank you for calling.
No, we need you to wrap up, but thank you. Yeah, so thanks for phoning in. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now the wrap-up phase. You've got all the time for that you to wrap up whatever way you want.
I don't know. It looks like I've got 1 minute, Tyson.
No, I just said we're going overtime. So
Are we?
yeah.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, again, I guess I just wanted to thank everyone, first of all, for tuning into the show and the work you guys are doing. And I know we're planting seeds here because that's my heart's desire, is to just, have people start just really thinking for themselves, taking their personal power, and being a force for good in the world. I know that sounds so corny, but it's so true. It's like, the Dalai Lama says it the best. Like, let's make our religion, our religion of kindness, and let's be good to each other, and know that we're a community here. We are a community. And when, I think our white brotherhood alien friends finally decide to show up en masse, we're going to really start appreciating the fact that we are, as a species, we are Homo sapiens, and we're all in this together. So I'm just so excited about the energy pattern that's on us, because it's really asking us to take our power. And I think people are, I mean, I'm seeing this with my clients, like, people are really kicking ass. They're starting to do stuff they never thought they could do. They're changing the way they eat. I've got people getting off booze, off drugs, exercising, taking their vitamins. Like, people are really starting to make some changes in their lives. And I'm so glad to see that's happening.
That's a powerful message. All right. Loved having you on the show. We're going to welcome you back. We don't know what we're doing because we're in our power cycle here. So there's going to be a big change and transformation. And when we come back, we're going to be roaring like lions. So look out. So thank you, Kory, for showing up. We greatly appreciate your contribution to the show. I know everybody's gained some insight, and I'm sure there's a waiting list of people who's going to phone you in the next hour. And I'm not going to make that next hour, but I'm going to phone you anyway. So anyway, we're back tomorrow morning. And until then, be healthy, wealthy, and wise. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
For quality online wellness products, courses, and services, visit our sponsors, thewellnessstore.ca, and the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy located at thewellnessacademy.ca. To stay in touch, visit us at thewellnessshow.ca. And until next time, be healthy, wealthy, and wise.